Welcome to the Powers of Mind Hour. I'm Brother Malcolm, author, philosopher, Enlightenism practitioner, and a man that works in the mind. In the mind is where the greater power is. In the mind, we can see a new world. We can understand in the mind, in consciousness, we're not victims. We're not powerless. We are not dependent on living from generation to generation the way other people tell us to live. We can do something about it. We can create something new. We can go from paper to digital. Something that simple that's happening in the United States of America. The power to change is in the individual. But the individual has to be willing to change. And in order to change, you must let go of what's preventing you from changing. This illusion that we're living in, this world that we're living in is an illusion. It's a man-made illusion, created from generations of misinformation by other individuals to teach us everything that we know today. Then we began to believe this is the source of our power, that the source of our power comes from the illusion. So we search within the illusion for solutions to our problems. And the problems are created by our minds identifying with the past, what other people have told us in the past. When you identify with the past, you live in the past. And you pass on misinformation to other people about the past. Oh, many people can tell you and study about the past to tell you everything that they want to tell you about what happened thousands of years ago. Because what happened thousands of years ago is what people want us to believe and to trust and to have faith in. And that somehow the source of our power existed thousands of years ago. And everything stopped. It stopped. And from then on, it was incumbent upon us to believe what other people were telling us about the past, things that we knew nothing about. That's what change is about. Letting go of the past, freeing the mind of the illusion that you are of such a race, color, gender, age, religion, status, and education. Those are the things that strap you, shackle your mind into the illusion, where freedom becomes something someone gives to you. Someone, for example, the slaves are free by a proclamation. Someone said we can emancipate all of the slaves. You're free. And then people began to believe they are free until they realize they're not free. You're still a prisoner of the illusion and all the things in the illusion that identifies you as a person. When we want to come together, we first have to come within ourselves. You have to free the mind first, because before you can become free, before you can act freely. You have to remove the restrictions that prevent you from seeing clearly that you're in an illusion. And that the others, other people out here, not your enemy. The enemy is within the mind. Whatever you're believing from others and you embody it into your thinking, then it becomes yours. You own it. You own your behavior. You own your actions. You own your mind. The things that you do. That if you want to believe that you can free other people by proclamations, by legislative laws, all of these things that you can free someone, then you will understand that's not freedom. Freedom is in the mind, and the individual must see the freedom for him or herself. You have to see the freedom. We think and act the way we do because other people told us this is the way we should act. So then we treat each other the same way. Why would I treat somebody different or better than I treat myself? If I believe that I am victimized in the world and that I am powerless, then I think everybody that looks and acts like me are also victims and powerless, and therefore, why should I respect them? Respect begins with in the mind, where you respect yourself. You respect a new awareness of being. I deal with consciousness. Consciousness not as some theoretical thing, not as something that comes from psychology, but the discovery that there is a power in me that's greater than the illusions I have been following all of my life. There is another power that is free of the illusions, but I have to discover it. And I cannot discover this power as long as I believe that what's outside of me is greater than what's inside of me. And what's inside of me is consciousness, whole, perfect, and complete, colorless, faceless, and formless. And when I can focus on the oneness of becoming united with myself, not divided. See, I'm divided when parents and teachers and so forth teach me about their beliefs and what's happening in the world. Then I divide myself. I separate myself from myself. And then I follow the teachings of others. And as I do not believe there is any power inside of me that's greater than philosophy, psychology, and all these other things that people made up. Just made them up. I know, folks, it's difficult to accept this, but it is. It happened. It happened. So if you want to believe that philosophy started with the Greeks or Plato or somebody, you're free to believe it. But that's not where life began. It's not where the mind began. It is what someone uses to want to formalize ideas. You want to formalize the past and make us dependent upon the past for the knowledge of how to live in the present. So say if someone decided today to remove all of the housing projects in the United States of America and the poverty. Where does the resistance come from? You can't do it, would be the first thing that people would say. No one's going to allow you to do it. So the best thing you can do is keep modifying them, making them better. That way you don't have to change anything. So change does not occur. Because it first must occur in the individual, and the individual doesn't believe they can change. As long as you believe you cannot change, as long as you believe that you must depend upon the information from someone else, as long as you believe you don't have the power, the knowledge to change your life, then you'll never change your life. You will live and die in an illusion, never discovering that the greater power was within you. And even when you take your last breath, you will rely upon something that you heard in the past. So now you think you're going to a glorious place of something that you've heard about. And all of this time that you spent in this world, the glorious place was within you. It's in you. That's where freedom is. That's where peace is. That's where paradise is within you and your mind. And when you cleanse the mind of everything that separates you from the consciousness within you, where you have peace, freedom, power, and clarity, then wow, you say, I never knew that I had this much power. I never knew. See, people think that they are C students, D students, B students, A students, whatever you want to use. And then you limit yourself. And you limit yourself not to being inquisitive about yourself. You're inquisitive about the information about somebody else. And that's called education. So-called civilized education. And in a civilized society, we rely upon following the beliefs and values of the past, with the assumption that the people in the past were civilized. And that if we don't act a certain way, we're uncivilized. Well, I see a lot of people acting on television and social media that don't look civilized, don't act civilized to me. Not civilization in terms of what the illusion says about civilization. So what does that mean to you today, folks? What am I saying to you? I am saying to you simply, if I can say it, there is a power in you that's greater than all of the illusions that others have told you about who you are, who they are, and who the power is. There is a power in you that is greater. You are greater when you discover this power for yourself. When you discover this power for yourself, you discover the freedom of mind that you need in order to overcome the problems in your life, the conditions in your life. That's how powerful you are. And if you tell a kid, for example, or you tell people, you don't have the requisite skills to do a simple job. That you don't have them. You don't have the skill level, the education level to do this job. So how do I get it? So someone said, we have to bring you up to a level that you can do a basic job in the United States of America. And that's ridiculous. See, it's ridiculous. But if you believe it, then you believe you're inadequate. And when you believe you're inadequate based upon even the prerequisites needed for a job, then you believe you're inadequate based upon spirituality. Because someone is telling you, you lack all of the things to be whole, to be spiritual. Because you lack the information that someone has prescribed that you need in order to know this power that I am talking about. Somebody's already established how you should get the information to discover the power. And you have to go through these steps in order to get it. It's like a job that somebody created for you to work for them. And you juxtapose that to spirituality, then you can see the trap you're in. See, the trap you're in is your mind now has bought into a belief system that's unreal. It's an illusion. But in this illusion, you have become inadequate, meaning you have lacked limitations that you have placed upon yourself because you lack so many things in life. You lack the ability to be spiritually whole on your own. You lack the ability to do a simple job in a corporation or a business on your own. Because you have to be trained in the way that others want you to be trained. Do you want to free your mind? Do you want to discover this power for yourself? I call it the Enlightenism philosophy. Do you want to know anything about it? You want to know anything about Enlightenism? This is Enlightenism. It's a book on Enlightenism. Talks all about it. Do you want to know about a power that a man born in this country, told that he was a victim and powerless, told that he could not overcome the conditions in his life unless he followed the beliefs and values of others, who discovered that there is a power within me that's greater than all of the things that I had listened to from others? It's here. It's here in this book, Enlightenism, Freedom of the Mind, a new way to think and live. I'm Brother Malcolm. My broadcast and everything I do focuses on discovering the greater power within you and achieving the freedom, the peace, the power, and the clarity to change how you think and live. Enlightenism, folks, is a new way to think and live. It's not an old way, and it's not based upon the past. It is in the present, in the now, and in the now, you're whole, perfect, and complete. In the past, you lack all of the things that make you whole, perfect, and complete. Check back with me again. Thank you for stopping by. Have a great day. See you next time.